Now, let us pick up first this column here, which is your health. So we had the Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Five of Coins. So the Sun and the Star are actually very benevolent cards when they turn up, and they've turned up in your health and your finances and career, which I think bodes really nicely for you guys. The Queen of Cups, if we're looking at it in terms of health, she actually feels very deeply in the heart area of life, so in the emotional perspective. But she is quite contained, she is quite happy, she seems to balance her emotions quite well. So for some of you, you might be finding resolve, or you might be finding inner peace, or you might be finding a connection at this point in time to something that you do enjoy, or that you are passionate about, or that you might be going within and doing some emotional work. Some of you might have uplifted meditation or finding the calm amidst the storm that's going on. Some of you might be finding support through the heart emotion, through either yourself or people around you as well. The Four of Wands in terms of health can sometimes talk about the need to balance energy, but again, this is the card of a happy home, of feeling satisfied, of feeling cemented and grounded and at peace. There seems to be a lot of peace in the first three cards that come through here, of some sort of opulence or gratitude or thankfulness or protection, even, especially when we see the Sun. It's really just the Five of Coins that is the last card here that could indicate that maybe physically something either pops in, and this is often not a long haul card, the Five of Coins. It can be a short-term duration, and it can be something like a virus, or feeling a bit unwell, or feeling a bit destabilized. But because you've got all of this other amazing, positive, grounded, slow-moving in many ways, some sort of happiness or support, or just feeling into maybe just the love of life for what it is at the moment. Maybe a lot of you have been able to find balance within the discord. That's the message that keeps coming through. It's as if this global slowdown has given you time to ponder what means the most to you, and maybe you're feeling as though you've made a connection, or you've found something in a happy place to do. Some of you may have found happiness within the home situation or environment, or you may feel safe where you are currently. The Sun, again, it bodes really well in terms of physicality, emotional balance. It even feels as though some of you may find, if you've been in a state of worry or angst, especially through the earlier months of April and March, when things have been really tumultuous, you may find a new birth of something coming, like a feeling of a lifting, some sort of lifting of fog that may have been around. And that's what the Sun gives us. It can also be the birth of something new. So it can be, for some people, conception of a pregnancy, or the conception of ideas, or even a new health routine or modality that you may have uplifted. And I think certainly for a lot of people, not everyone, I understand, some people are still working and working hard during these times. But for those of you who have the time on your mind or hands to uplift something like a meditation or a mindfulness practice, this may serve you very well, and it may be like a shining light that helps establish a pattern for you as you move forward around your health, because everything seems calm. I'm getting a feeling of calm that comes in when I look at these three cards. We put this one in the mix and we change it around slightly. But if we're looking at these four cards, this is only a quarter of the mix. So that it represents a quarter of the energy of what could be playing out. This can mean you've hurt yourself physically, so you might fall over, hurt an arm or a leg. You may even need to bandage your head, or you may have something going on with your head as well. Sometimes this can give you the feeling of having something, as I say, like a virus or a cold, or just feeling a bit down for a while, but maybe it's only a quarter of the time that this goes on for. So overall, you guys, if you are in a place where your health is not looking good, is not feeling like these 3 cards, then try to focus on a way to do that. And that might be through the koi fish spirit or the skunk spirit. You know, making sure you understand your worth and making sure that you focus on the positives that we can get as we head out of this situation we're in, and as we all move forward as a collective as well. So let's put that there, and we move into your finances and career. And we see the Princess of Wands. She's very alluring. She's the Page of Wands in essence. The 5 of Swords. So you had you actually had 3 5s come out. And you've had these 9s as well that have been in here. And 2 10s. What do we have over here? Yeah, so 3 5s and 2 10s. So there's messages in there about this 5. I think for a lot of you, you will find this is halfway to a journey of something you are moving through at different dynamics, because we had a 5 in your health, we've got a 5 in your finances, and we have a 5 in your relationships. So something is moving through. You are halfway on a journey of discovery or change or metamorphosis or growth or understanding. And with the 9s that have come up in this 9 month, I think some of you will make like a shift of some sort. It'll be like an awareness awakening, and it could propel you to the next stage as you move through. So finances and career, you have the Star, you have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 5 of Swords, and the Princess of Wands. 2 major arcanas. This 5 of Swords is one to, watch a little bit for, but the Princess of Wands often is about new concepts, ideas, or energy, or emergence in directions in terms of a career or something that you are passionate, or a hobby that you are with. So this can also be in the creative field or the arts as well. So the Princess gives us this feeling of like a drive, a passion, heading in a new direction, starting something up new, committing to something, getting an idea about something. And because it's coming from the green, it can be emotionally connected to you somehow, something you are passionate about. When we get the star bodes a positivity to all of the cards in the reading. It gives a sort of prayer-like feeling or protection or energy to the others. But the one thing we do see about the star is that she keeps things in balance. So there's no doubt that balance is also required in the month of May, and the balance that she's in particularly is in the finances sector. So then we come to the Wheel of Fortune, and we see this can be in many different aspects of life, or many different applications can apply. And again, this could be something that you're passionate about. So if some of you have been on a project or starting something, or have been dreaming up a concept or pushing forward with something in one way or another, it could well be through this Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is the karmic evolution of life, and it is the slow grinding change of things as life slowly turns over. So for some of you, this could be a change in direction in your career sector, or what you've been doing in your current job, and it might be an evolution that you can't stop. It's not necessarily in your hands, it might be in the hands of the universe or the cosmos. And so to bring that back a bit, it could be in the hands of a company director or a company you work for. But inevitably, the Wheel of Fortune generally means that it's quite good karma or the changes coming are taking you forward into the next direction of your life. Now, the Five of Swords can mean a little bit of argument and communication, or should I say miscommunication. So sometimes when this comes up, it's about the fact that we sometimes feel the need to have our say and that we'll argue a point out of stubborn determination. Now, if this happens and it's in your career sector or your ideas or a project you're working on, it may not benefit you. It may pay you to be careful about how you say what you say in the month of May. Yes, know your worth, but know what is important to argue over and know what is important to let go. Some things, it actually doesn't matter in the long run. This card can insinuate that there are people that if you choose to argue with them, there will be people who leave your life possibly for good forever. So if you're prepared for that to happen and you're ready to let go of these people, then sure, go for it. But understand that it can be a final walking away. So if these people might be potential business partners or they're work people that you work with, maybe being careful about the choice of words and how you say them. And that's the thing about bringing balance back in again. Yeah, so let's come over here to the relationships, and we see the five, another five, the Five of Wands, then we have the Ten of Wands, then we have the Moon, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Now the 5 and the 7 are not dissimilar, and again they sort of talk about feeling as though you want to stand up and have people know your worth, as if you've been trying for some time to get people to listen to your ideas or your concepts or something that you're doing, and all these other people are pushing the boundaries or putting a bit of tension in, and this is very similar. So it's still as if there's competition, as if there's other people vying for attention, and this could be around the concepts of your project you're doing or this work that you're involved in. So if we put all of these ones together, they're all merging in a sort of a paradigm where there's a bit of conflict and tension. And that's why I think for you, for the month of May, I would just watch it, especially around work, definitely, and people you work with or for, or people you might employ, or people who you are paying, or who you owe money to, things along those lines. But this could also fall into a more personal realm, and these could be family or friends or community or your love partner. It's about understanding when to let go of something and when to stand up for something. We don't have to fight for every battle in life. There is also a possibility here, if you are looking for a new partner or you are interested in finding new friends or a new community, there can be competition out there. So sometimes the person you're interested in or the group you're interested in has got more than one thing going on, and there could be others also vying for the attention. When we get to the Ten of Wands, yeah, we're still feeling as if you've got this like, I've been working hard attitude. I've been at this for some time, and I'm maybe getting a bit overloaded with either supporting other people or not being true to myself, or not being able to speak up and be heard. Why can't I say what I want to say? Because this one also has that slight feeling, but it's got a more of a feeling of walking away. And that's exactly what this one can be. You just get to a point sometimes where you've had enough. So that's where that number 9 comes in, which is the endings of cycles. Some of you, I think, are going to walk away from certain circumstances or situations, and possibly even people, as the month wears on, and you're going to almost like be ready to start anew. Now, when we get to the moon adds to our emotional instability, maybe, but it adds to our emotions and sometimes being out of balance. And again, it's important to try and bring balance and harmony into our feelings and our emotional perspective at this time. The moon can also suggest that to trust your intuition, to connect with your psychic self, You may receive dreams or messages about relationships or what's going on in the background. Sometimes it suggests there are things going on at night, in the dark of night. Sometimes it suggests 3 people, and sometimes a water sign can be involved in this. So this card can turn up when you see things such as affairs or relationships where there is a bit of dishonesty or there's some cover around the truth. So this might be why all of this is going on in the background. You might be trying to find the truth out about something or someone, and that's leading to this digging a little bit deeper and maybe finding some things that you want to sort out or to bring balance back into, which is what the star was doing as well. There's no doubt that it leads itself to quite, when we think of the Wheel of Fortune also being involved, that it leads itself to quite a possibly new pathway for many of you in some sort of choices, and some of it can involve your career and others it's going to involve your personal relationships. So I think there's quite a lot of change coming on the cusp for you Librans, and it could be more about standing up for yourself and valuing your worth and becoming, you in case there has been something going on that hasn't been fully supportive or nurturing. But remember that very first one that we got over here with all these beautiful positive energy cards, these 3, it's almost as if you find yourself somehow. Like, and this person, this Queen of Cups, may also be relevant. Could be a water sign person around you or your rising sign that helps you to feel this new surge of awe or energy or determination or insight, I think, as the month wears on. Let's come to these 2 cards that popped out for you, and I will put them here. I've generally been reading the messages for them because they are really beautiful. We'll do Skunk Spirit first. Now these cards have 2 different aspects. They have a protection message for you as well. The protection message will come at the end of each of the cards. So Skunk Spirit, what do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Skunk Spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high, knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are, and if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and Skunk Spirit wants you to be the best self, the true you. Now here's your protection message for this card. Not everyone will appreciate you. Many people have issues of their own to address, and you may trigger something in them, but if so, no matter. Skunk Spirit calls you to be fully yourself without apology. Now is a time for honesty and admitting that something does not sit right for you. You deserve the self-respect that comes when you courageously choose to stand up for yourself and speak your truth in love. Remember who you are and what really matters to you, and act with integrity. You will be so glad you did. Exactly. And I felt that as a lot of the messages for those other cards are saying the similar thing for you guys. So I think you'll find May could open some new doors and take you in new directions. So the next one is Koi Fish. The koi fish who grows big within a small pond reminds us that within each of us is the potential for prosperity. The law of abundance ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of our temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. The message of koi fish is to begin to generate wealth within, with deliberate intention, no matter how small your pond may seem, and appreciate abundance wherever you see it. Outer conditions will come to reflect your inner prosperity. So begin to become the self who is comfortable with wealth in all forms. Even if at the moment it feels as if riches are not yours, they soon will be. Start to envision the plenty that Spirit wants you to experience, knowing that the moment you begin to commit to conscious and deliberate co-creating, Spirit will joyfully start bringing you what you need. You have so much to offer and so much of value to express to the world. In your little pond, there is much you can create and much you can attract. Do not underestimate what you have and who you are. For Koi Fish wants you to know that you are exquisite, loved, and deeply cherished. Trust that outer conditions are changing to reflect the truth. I think so, Libra. And your protection messages, are you feeling a sense of scarcity, afraid you will not have enough and not be enough to meet the challenges you face? Whatever your outer conditions, they are temporary and reflecting what was set forth in the past. Koi Fish is your ally in changing those conditions by transforming your inner beliefs about scarcity and plenty. Perhaps you will have suffered a loss or are afraid you soon will, or you have been scraping by and are feeling there are simply no opportunities available for you to better your circumstances. Koi Fish asks you to find prosperity within you by connecting to Spirit through spiritual practices. Spirit wants to remind you that your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love relationships, and even more. Even if you feel you have little to give right now, find it within to give to someone else, even if it is just a few encouraging words, a smile, or a helping hand. Your action will remind you that you have more than it appears, more gifts, more strength, more wisdom, more abundance. As you give to others, your own sense of prosperity grows, and your outer conditions begin to shift in an alchemical reaction. Prosperity and love are yours to receive, experience, and enjoy. Believe it. And with those two beautiful, beautiful animal spirit messages to finish your reading,